Class 9th. Today we are going to discuss the topic Art and Craft of the Harappan People, which is a part of Lesson 1, page number 89. Main objectives of the topic are as follows: the granaries, the great bath, art and sculpture, art of carving, art of pottery, seals and their importance. For discussion of the topic, we must know the following terms like granaries, a place used for storing grains; sculpture, the art of making two or three dimensional representatives or abstract forms by carving stones; great bath is one of the well known swimming pool used for religious festivals. Ravages, sign of destruction, or we can say the cause, severe and extensive damage to the places by natural calamities. Portraitures, art of painting or taking portraits. Seal were used to make a sealing, which were used in ancient time for trade. Ivory, a hard, creamy substance composing of the tusk of elephants to make ornaments and other articles. Engraved, cut or carve a text or design on the surface of hard object. Commercial activities, performing services or providing goods that can be normally be obtained from private enterprises. Deciphering, process of converting a text in code or coded signals into the common language. The supplications, action of asking something humbly. Granaries have been found at the several sites like Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, Lothal, Kalibangan. There were the two rows of the six granaries each. To the south of the granaries at the Harappa, the floor consisting of the rows of the circular bricks platform were discovered. It is believed that these floors were meant for the threshing grains. There was an assembly hall which was used to carry on the business of the state. It was 45.71 meters long and 15.23 meters wide, and it was used for storing grains. Come to the reading part. Art and craft of the Harappan people. The Indus Valley or the Harappan people were good artists and possessed artistic skill of high order. They made great progress in the field of art and architecture. The people of Harappan civilization, they were holding the high grade that the artistic skill and which were used in the field of art and architecture. The granaries means a place where the grains are stored. Beside dwelling houses, we find a huge and the large buildings such as the pillared halls and granaries. It is difficult to tell the exact nature and purpose of these buildings. They might have been used for the different public purposes. A high pillared hall, 24.5 meters square, has been discovered at Mohenjo-daro. Perhaps it was an assembly hall which was used to carry on the business of the state. Another huge building, known as the Great Granary, has been discovered at Mohenjo-daro. It was 40.71 meters long and 15.23 meters wide. It was used for storing grains. At Harappa, we find two rows of the six granaries. It means granaries have found at several sites like Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, Kalibangan, Lothal, etc. The granaries were important and huge buildings which were used for storing grains such as wheat, barley, etc. At Harappa, there were the two rows of the six granaries. To the south of the granaries, working floors consisting of the two rows of circular brick platform have been discovered, which may have been used for threshing grains. Another feature is the Great Bath. The most important building is perhaps the Great Bath, unearthed at Mohenjo-daro. It resembles a large swimming pool. This building is 55 meters long and 35 meters wide. There is a swimming pool in the center, 12 meters long, 7 meters wide, and 2.5 meters deep. There are the galleries and rooms all around. The swimming pool. It was used on the religious festivals. It has a flight of steps at either side. It was fed by the well nearby. Arrangements had been made to discharge the dirty water by a huge drain. This pool is very strong and watertight. Near the southwest corner of the Great Bath was a hammam, that is, a hot air bath. The solidity of the building is clearly born out of the fact that it was fully withstood the ravages of the 5,000 years. Ravages means the signs of destruction. It means a very interesting building found at Citadel of Mohenjo-daro is Great Bath. At the center of swimming pool, like the structure with flights of the steps leading to it, two sides. The size of pool is itself is 12 meter in the length, 7 meter is the width and 2.5 meter in depth. The water would be drained out through one channel and the bath cleaned and then refilled through another duct. There were galleries and rooms around the swimming pool. It is possible that Great Bath was used for the ritual bathing. The Great Bath reveals the remarkable engineering technology of the time as it was survived for more than 5,000 years. These public structures clearly show that the skill of the engineers and the architects of the Indus Valley. We must conclude that the art of building had reached a high degree of perfection. These public structures clearly show that at that time the engineers and the architecture of the Indus Valley were full of skills and they were using their skills at the high degree. Art of sculpture, many statues and the figurines of men and animal have been discovered at various places in Indus Valley. They show a high degree of development in the art of sculpture. The bronze figure of dancing girl with her hand on her hip is a masterpiece of the Indus art of sculpture. This piece of art is metal shows that sculpture has reached a high standard in the Indus Valley civilization. The stone figure of shawl clad yogi is a fine example of their art. The statue of young bull and the strong watchdog and the dancing girl on her right leg while raising her left leg in front are really the praiseworthy. All these statues look quite lifelike, a speak highly in the artistic skill of the Indus sculpture. It means the Indus Valley civilization has developed skill in pottery, painting, and sculpture, among others. The Indus Valley civilization had also made a great advance in metal sculpture, using the fascinating techniques to make sculptures out of bronze. Statues of the figurines in the metal indicate their knowledge of bronze casting. The figurine of the dancing girl with the ornament shows a splendid artistic skill. Apart from metal craft, some images found in Harappa, the most famous is the beard man. The artistically decorated, the beard man is that a yogi, drap a shawl. His half closed eyes and well maintained beard indicated the artistic excellence. The craftsmen were equally skilled in the sculpture. Have a look on the shawl clad yogi and the great bath of Mohenjo-daro. Figure of dancing girl. Art of carving. The Indus Valley people were well versed in the art of carving. More than 2,000 seals have been discovered from various sites in the Indus Valley. The engraving of the various animals on the seals, like those of the humped bull, the buffaloes, the bisons, the deer, the tiger, the rhinoceros, the elephant, etc., reveal the artistic ability and technical skill of engraver of the Indus Valley. The figures on leather, metal, wood, ivory, and the soapstones are also remarkable and realistic. Means the interesting objects revealed by excavation are the seals, more than 2,000 in number. They are from the different materials such as terracotta, copper, and the soapstones. The seals give us the information about the civilization of the Harappan culture. Most of the seals have knobs at the back. The seals have beautiful carving, religious characters like Shiva, Pashupati, animals such as bull, tiger, elephant, and inscription on them. These seals give us the insight into the life and customs of the people. Art of pottery. The art of pottery has reached its high watermark. Pottery was made on the wheel and was there 4. Regular in shape. The Indus potter was a skilled craftsman and produced plain, colored, and glazed pottery. It is generally believed that the glazed Indus pottery is the earliest example of its kind and the ancient world. The Indus pottery was famous for its color, shape, rich design, and perfect finish. Just have a look on the Indus Valley pottery. The Indus potters were skilled craftsmen and they produced excellent pottery, plain, colored, and glazed pottery, and they were the exemplary piece of Indus Valley civilization. Art of painting. The Indus Valley people were very fond of painting and had made much progress in the art of painting. They were quite skillful in drawing the figures of men, animal, and objects of the nature on earthenwares and utensils. Some superb specimen of dedicated workmanship and the color have come down to use that time. A painted pot from the Lothal bears the paintings of the crow-like bird, the sitting on the branch of a tree, holding a fish in the mouth, while a fox-like animal is sitting under the tree, raising its mouth upwards in expectation of grabbing the falling fish. Yet in another pottery fragment is depicted the figures of fishermen carrying two nets in his shoulder. These are the such other painting shows that the Indus Valley painters were superb artists. Means the people of Indus Valley civilization they were having the great interest in the paintings, and through their paintings they are showing the different themes. Bluebird sitting on the branch of a tree holding a fish in his mouth, while the fox like animal is sitting under the tree, raising the mouth upward, expecting grabbing the falling fish. And they were using the different themes for their paintings. And this such paintings show that the Indus Valley painters are superb artists, fantastic artists. Seals and their importance. The discovery of the large number of seals occupies a special importance of its own in the Indus Valley civilization. More than 2,000 of such seal have been found at various sites of Indus Valley civilization. They are made of the various materials such as pottery, steel, the fence, ivory, etc. Much of the information regarding the Indus Valley people has been drawn from these seals, besides providing the much knowledge about the physical features of men, women, animal, and birds of these days. They reveal the artistic skill of the artistic and craftsmen of the Indus Valley. An idea of the dress, ornament, hairstyle, etc. of Indus people can be derived from the figures engraved on these seals. Means seals played a very important role to tell us about the culture of the people of Indus Valley civilization. Enough information about the people of Indus Valley civilization from seals. We can get the idea of the people of Indus Valley civilization and their culture from the pictures which are engraved on the seals, like the pictures of men, women, dancing, artistic, the shawl clad yogi, etc. These seals are also thrown a good deal of light on religious faith and commercial activities. Commercial activities are those which are related with the economic activities or trade activities of the Indian Valley people. Above all, these seals are also some inscription engraved on them. Who knows, some days these inscription might help in deciphering the script of Indus Valley and get the idea of their commercial activities, business activities, or the trade activities from these seals. Of all the 2000 odd seals, the most important is the Shiva Pashupati, which has been found at Mohenjo-daro. An interesting seal from Harappa is that a nude figure turned upside down with the outspread leg and plant issuing from the belly. The reverse side of a man with a sickle shaped knife in the hand and a woman seated on the ground with the hand raised in supplications. All these depictions has been identified by the historians with a human sacrifice to Mother Goddess. Pashupati's seal shows that the people of those days worshipped Lord Shiva, who is the Lord of beast means Pashupati, and male principle of the creation. Well, they wanted to make the mother goddess happy by making the human sacrifices. Saying by Anand Ghosh about the people of Indus Valley civilization is like that. Among the notable discoveries are numerous seals bearing the inscription of the pictographic characters that were used in Sumeria, the beautiful figures of animals such as bulls, buffaloes, and the unicorn or these seals testify of the high degree of perfection attained by these people, that is Indus Valley people, in art and engraving. The people during the Indus Valley civilization, they were having the high skill of art and architecture. Today we will do till here, and you will have to reread this part and learn the basic term and kindly follow the snap homework. Thank you.